close with Kenny. Don't think it's going to be your old
Greco-Roman knuckle lock?
Yes, I was going to say Greco knuckle lock. Don't think it's going to be that. It may end up being something else.
Omega, and there we see, has the leverage. Danielson identifies it, rolls through, maintains control. That left hand of Kenny Omega. And bending the fingers back. But you can see as he has the grip on the elbow, he's putting even more pressure on. And the hand of Omega trapped against the canvas.
Man.
That can break a hand, snap a wrist.
Omega sent into the corner. Danielson once again isolating that left arm of Omega and fires in a massive chop.
Kicks. Hard.
Wow.
Chops. Hard. Kicks. Thunderous.
It is literally rocking the head of Omega. All right, he absorbed it. Good job by the champion. He took those good kicks, guys.
Omega's tough as a $2 steak, no doubt about that. He wouldn't be the AEW World Champion if not. But look at Bryan Danielson retaliate. Comes back with strong offense.
Danielson drops down. Omega counters with a kick to the chest. The Banderas and Omega over the top. Omega crashes the floor. Danielson.
Well, keep your eye on Danielson.
With his eyes on his quarry. Comes through. Chope Suicida.
Omega goes flying first into the security railing. Let's see how that plays out as this match continues.
Thought maybe Danielson hit his right knee very, very hard on the floor there. I'm not sure.
We see the replay, but on the live action shot, we saw Danielson take that shoulder of Omega, ram it into the steel ring post. This is all in service of that label lock. The submission technique taught to Bryan Danielson by Neil Melanson, a student of Judo Gene LaBelle, who in turn was a student of the legendary Lou Thez. This is a generational technique that Bryan Danielson brings to this match.
The knee right to the arm. So Bryan Danielson is a veteran. He's got great awareness. Followed right back up on the arm. Didn't go someplace else. Went right back to that destination.
Let's also consider the fact that for Danielson, his first match in 145 days. But, as we said, he's never looked better. And that says a lot about his conditioning, his efforts in the ring.
Absolutely, Tony. And you know what else? Bryan Danielson is dictating the pace of this match. We've seen it so many times. I mean, we saw it on September 5th that Kenny Omega was dictating the pace against Christian Cage, and that behooved Kenny Omega. And still to come tonight, we will hear from CM Punk ahead of his match this Friday night on Rampage Grand Slam. And in our main event, the AEW Women's World Championship be on the line. Dr. Britt Baker defends against Ruby Soho.
Should be an amazing match for the title. And then, of course, Cody Rhodes, as I said earlier, has a huge score to settle with Malachi Black.
Exactly.
And Tony, I'm sorry.
MJF and Brian Pillman Jr.
There's bad blood there, man.
Yeah.
Bad blood there.
And FTR against Sting will be in the ring, teaming with Darby Allin.
Yeah, what a tag match. What a card. What a night.
Yeah.
Glad you're with us, folks.
This is part of a huge 4 hours of professional wrestling here on TNT this week. We'll have a special edition 2-hour Rampage this Friday night starting at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Meanwhile, through all that, Kenny Omega's taking the advantage. You mentioned earlier, Excalibur, about Danielson setting the pace. I think it's kind of turned around now here a little bit.
Certainly has. We took our eye off the ball, so to speak, to work at some promos, and Kenny Omega turned the tables just like that.
The referee's got to get control here. The only way he can do it is use his count. It's a 5 count to a disqualification, so most of the athletes will break on 4 to ensure that that doesn't happen.
And Omega using the leverage of the ropes to put even more downward force on those stomps.
You know, being in the ropes makes it illegal, but the fly of the foot is a legal maneuver. Just get him out of the corner.
Look at Danielson. Look at his chest. You mentioned it earlier, JR, but it's starting to even well up even more now.
Breaking those blood vessels, bruising.
Oh.
You can only imagine what it's going to look like before this match is over, notwithstanding tomorrow.
Look, Danielson knows it's coming. He can't do anything about it. He's just trying to absorb it.
And Omega, look at the smirk on Omega's face. He knows he's in control.
Yeah. See, Danielson's trying to use this to his advantage. He's trying to absorb those chops, help fire him up. And I think it's working here.
Wow.
There's that momentum coming back around for Bryan Danielson. Hard Irish whip in.
The kitchen sink turns Danielson inside out, and Omega, the kick to the spine.
Those are well-educated feet. The kick was well placed. It wasn't an indiscriminate kick. It was to the spine, as Excalibur pointed out.
And look at this, Omega continuing to punish the back, the spine of Bryan Danielson. First with the knees, then the kicks.
Look at the face of Omega. A face that's usually confident and cocky and smirking. That stare in his eyes told me a lot. That he knew he was in a fight.
Omega's got to get control again of the momentum. He's in the process of doing that now and slowing down the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
Omega keeping the pressure on Danielson. Those strikes, as you mentioned, JR, Kenny Omega among the most heavy-handed professional wrestlers, and they seem to have stopped Danielson at least momentarily.
And Omega's got big hands too, fellas. And he loves to make that contact, and it proves dominance. And look at that uppercut.
Yeah, that was a mistake. That was a mistake to pull him back and get in his face as you take a look at this capacity crowd here tonight.
Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Boom!
Right here, part of the Billie Jean King Tennis Center.
Thumb to the eye. And I'm sure Miss King would not approve of.
Omega hiking up the green overalls, hoping to rally here. Omega!
Oh, knees up. Well scouted. Great awareness by Danielson.
Now Danielson just trying to pull himself up here.
Omega's put Danielson in a bit of a hole.
And maybe the knees up here has turned things around.
You're right, it could have. Look at that intensity in the face.
And those chops and middle kicks will continue to test the breathing of Kenny Omega. The hammer throw into the ropes, reverse. Danielson comes off the top, swinging a miss by Omega. Nice hammer shot by the American Dragon.
Big time impact. Those wild blue eyes of Bryan Danielson. He came here to win titles. He came here to win main events. And, brother, this is a main event, a dream match main event.
It is a dream match, and we have not been disappointed as of yet. Back and forth they go.
Well, momentum swings again, fellas. The ebb and flow of this matchup is incredible.
This has just turned into an absolute firefight as now Danielson heading up, looking for the Hurricanrana. Brings in Omega the hard way. Danielson makes the crawl, the cover. 1, 2, no.
I like how Danielson didn't release him on the Hurricanrana. He went down with him. He kept the legs clenched around the head as they went down to the mat.
Putting even more impact, distributing even more impact on the shoulders and spine of Omega. Great point, Tony. Now once again returning to the arm, the shoulder of the AEW World Champion, Kenny Omega.
Wow, what a way to start a program, huh? Good God.
Couldn't get any better than this if you're a pro wrestling fan.
You're right.
Omega rolls out, and Omega with a Hurricanrana of his own.
He planted his head. He planted his head on the mat hard.
Now, the thing about this here is that you can't give Danielson a lot of time to regroup. The fresher he gets, the more trouble that Omega could be in.
Omega perhaps thinking that he's going to terminate Bryan Danielson right here.
Fans are standing everywhere here at the Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Omega over the top. Pressing on Danielson, but Omega, his tailbone hit hard on the outside.
These men taking amazing chances, putting their own bodies at risk to simply deliver their offense.
Well, here it is again, like you said, Excalibur. Look how Omega hits hard as well.
Yeah, watch the jarring impact on Omega's lower back. His tailbone when he hit. Bryan Danielson bore much of the blow, but it was not without it.
It had some effect on Omega as well, Excalibur, no doubt about that. And that's often the case with these high-risk maneuvers.
Omega was going over the top looking for the blue shadow, but no. Danielson rolls through. Two. Oh, Omega grabbed the trunks. Two.
Wait a minute.
And now Danielson, he's got the arms hooked, flips over, cattle mutilation, center of the ring.
Could be over now. Look at the locked hands. And ball the foot on the rope for Omega. Referee Turner has no choice but to break it up.
Don Callis almost came out of his pink suit with that one.
And I'll tell you something, Omega was smart enough in that predicament, Excalibur, to get his ass out of the ring.
Yeah, when he's got the cattle mutilation locked in, his opponent is looking down face first at the mat. He has nothing but his ring awareness to know where to go. And Danielson,
big chance.
Oh! Psycho knee off the top.
Big chance, big knee, big results. And 20,000 plus are loving it.
Omega struggling to his feet on the ramp. And Danielson.
Perfect technique. Wide base. Boom. Pivots on the right foot. And I never noticed until now he's a left-handed kicker. And a right-handed kicker.
Oh, no!
Oh, my God! Oh, my God in heaven! Are you kidding me? Good God almighty!
Listen, we were out here earlier today. That rampway is solid. That is plexiglass. That has no give at all.
Plexiglass over LED monitors, over scaffolding. That is as solid as concrete, and Danielson, the back of his head was just driven into it by Omega.
It certainly isn't something that one would like to crash their head on.
Oh my God. That is a game changer is what that is.
Now here's the question I have for you guys. What must Omega do now to take immediate advantage of that?
Well, he is creating some distance between himself and the American Dragon.
Yeah, buddy. I think he's trying to get a running start here.
I think you're right, Tony. Here comes the champ, it looks like.
Oh, no. Boom! The big trigger!
Oh, my God.
We have to take a break, but we will stick with all of this action. Omega, Danielson, in picture-in-picture. You will not miss a second.
Presented by State Farm, the official